So 3.2, we're talking about circles. Is that better zoomed in?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your response. So we want to learn the standard form. We want to learn the standard form of the equation of a circle, and we want to know how to graph circles, okay? So whenever you start out with the plane, the Cartesian coordinate plane, then if you have this point, h comma k, and you take this point, x comma y, you can have this circle here, okay? So we can create, I'm just going to show you where the equation comes from. We can figure out what this point is, right? That would be, so whenever we look at this line vertically, we are really picking up whatever x value is right there. So vertically, this same x appears here. Now, horizontally, we said we form a right triangle here. Horizontally, that's like taking this line and going through here all the way, means it has the same y value. Whatever point is on this line, we can choose whatever point this is. The y value is still going to be the same as this y here. So this is going to be x comma what? K. Very good. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, good. So we have this point x comma k. All of this to say we can find out what this distance is. This vertical distance here is going to be our change in y. So it's going to be y minus k. This horizontal distance is going to be our change in x. So it's going to be x minus h. And you can just pay attention. What I really want you to get from this is to know where the equation is coming from. So with this right triangle, we know by Pythagorean's theorem, if we want to figure out this, the distance from here to here of a circle is called our radius, which I'll spell all of that out in a second. That's our radius r. That is an r here. We know that r is equal to the square root of this squared plus this squared. So we know r is the square root of x minus h squared plus the quantity y minus k squared. And if we square both sides, we get r squared is equal to the quantity x minus h squared plus the quantity y minus k squared. Do you remember, I'll do it in green because this is a recall. Do you remember for a right triangle, if this is A, B, and C, what's the equation that goes with that? Pythagorean's theorem, what is it? A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Very good. Notice that this is replacing our A, this is replacing our B, and that's replacing our C. This is replacing our A, this is replacing our B, and this is replacing our C. Again, this is replacing our A, this is replacing our B, this is replacing our C. We found out A because we found the difference between the x values. We found this vertical distance here because it's the change in the y values, the distance there. And that's how we came up with this. All-knowing Pythagorean's theorem. And all of that to say that whenever we formally define the standard form of the equation for a circle of radius r with center h comma k is given by this equation. This is the standard form for the equation of a circle with radius what? What's, say it again?
Is that squared?
I can't hear you.
Is that squared?
What squared?
Radius.
Yes, the radius squared, but our radius is given by what? Says of this equation of for a circle with radius. What does the definition say? With radius what?
Radius R.
Well, yeah, very good. With radius r. So with radius r and center what? H, comma, K. You got it. So if we want to find the standard form of an equation of our circle, we need to know a couple of things. What do we need to know? Radius and center. Very good. So if I ask you to find the standard form of an equation of a circle, you need to know its radius and you need to know the center. Provided you know that, you can figure everything else out. Okay? You ready? You need a minute? You need a minute? I heard some yes. So all right. So, an example. Let's play. You have to find the standard form of the equation for the circle with center -2, 2 and radius 2. So, what's our standard form? What's our standard form? Give me the general equation. Say it again. X minus h or x plus h? Which one? X minus h squared. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Equals r squared. Tell me what we know. Can't hear you? We know the center and radius. Tell me what's what? H is -2. What else we know? And R is what? R is 2. Very good. R is 2. R is 2. That's what we know. So now what do we do with these? Yeah, plug it in. You want a minute? Yeah. Okay, go for it. Make sure you check in with your neighbors.
Hi, my name is Raven, and for this one, all I did was, so on the left side, we have H equals -2, K equals +2, and R equals +2.
And the highlighter is at the bottom. You see it?
Yes, and we already have our equation at the top of before our little plug-in things that we gonna use. So all you're gonna do is rewrite your equation. And at first I was confused on how you should have did it, but my friend, she just did hers like this, so that's how we gonna do it too. Because honestly, if you think about it, all you gotta do is plug in your numbers because they already gave it to us in the equation. So not having it would be kind of silly. Oh wait, and we forgot our 2 up here. So the X on the left of this one right here. And there we go, figure our numbers.
And what else? And another point.
Down here? It's 3 of them. This one?
No. That's when you say, like, X right after the third two.
After the third
After
parenthesis.
two. No. Right before the right before.
Oh, cause okay, my bad. There y'all go. Okay,
Keep recording.
go ahead.
X plus 2 squared.
Like that. Okay.
R minus 2 squared equals 4.
Oh, so you distributed the little thing, put the little 2 right there. Okay,
And what you
understood.
do? Because that's your final answer. What you do? You're still recording. What you do?
Box my number.
That's right. You box just the number or what?
The whole equation?
The whole equation.
Okay.
So,
This is your answer. There y'all go.
so very good. I'm gonna highlight this too, so we have it to reference. Okay. So example 2 says find the standard form of the equation for the circle whose endpoints of a diameter are 5, 3, and 8, negative 3. Find the standard form of the equation for the circle whose endpoints of a diameter are 5, 3, and 8, negative 3. What do we know about diameter? It's the half of the radius, right? Very good. The diameter is half of the radius, or the midpoint of the diameter of a circle is the circle's what? Wait, let's go back. Let's make sure we're on the same page, yeah? Is the diameter the radius?
It's not half the.
It's not half the radius. No. What is it? What do we know?
It's twice the radius.
Say what?
Ain't it twice the radius?
Is it? The diameter is twice the radius?
Yes.
The diameter is twice the radius, which means the radius is half half the diameter?
Yes.
Same thing?
No.
Nah, you said something different at first.
Wait, the diameter of the full thing, the radius is half of the radius. Is that what you
The
think?
radius is half of the
Is the
circle.
diameter of the full thing and the radius? So then the radius would be that. That's what I think.
We need to draw a picture? Oh, so if we have a circle, tell me how we can identify the diameter.
All the way across.
Cut it in half.
Cut it in half, like that? Like that?
Something like that.
Something like that? Okay. So what do we get from this?
The diameter.
Yeah, we get the diameter, yeah. What else can we also get?
Radius. Circumference.
We get the radius, but what do we have to know to get the radius? The what? The midpoint. Oh, the midpoint. The midpoint of that diameter would be where? Tell me when to stop. Oh, right here? Yeah? Oh, okay. Let's draw a red dot. Yeah? Right there? So what is this midpoint of this thing called? This circle. What is this midpoint?
The center.
It's what?
The center.
Yeah. So if we find this midpoint, we found our what? We found our center, right? If we find this midpoint, we found our what? Center. What do you need for a circle?
A center.
And a what? And a radius. But let's write down our equation first, right? Our equation, general equation for a circle says what? What is it in general? Mm-hmm. Yes.
Plus y minus k squared equals r2.
Equals what? Oh, yeah. Equals r squared. Yeah? So if we find this midpoint here, we found h comma k, yeah? And if we know h comma k, and we choose either one of these points, choose whichever one makes you happy as your x and your y, or either your x and your y, then that means we'll know what h and k are. We know x and y, which means we can also find out what is. The radius, yes? Okay, so let's recap, right? We've just been discussing so far. We know that the endpoints of the diameter of this circle are 5, 3, and 8, negative 3, yes? Okay? And technically, this point should be in what quadrant?
Wait, what?
Technically, this point should be in what quadrant? 1. This point should be in what quadrant? In 2?
The third one.
And this should be in the third one? Let's remind ourselves.
Wait.
Positive, positive. What? In the quadrant 2?
Negative 5.
Oh, so is that in quadrant 2? No. What's quadrant 3? Yes. And quadrant 4? Positive, negative, good, yes. So technically you would take this circle hold on to it for me. And it would look something like that, right? Where this point is 5, 3. And this point is what? 8, negative 3, yeah? Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, so again, you have your 2 points, the endpoints of the diameter. If we find the midpoint, we found our what? Center, yes? And then once you know your center, you can choose one of these points and the center to help you find the radius. You got it. Yeah? Okay, so
all you're doing is finding the radius from the diameter from the edge of the circle.
say it again.
You're all we doing is finding the radius from those points.
Those points, finding the radius from one of these points and the center, because that will give us these variables
You
here.
gotta find the center from those points.
We have to find the center from these points. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So let's do it. Yeah. So the midpoint, let's just write out what we've talked about. The midpoint of a diameter of a circle is the circle's center. And remember we talked about the midpoint formula before? So we're going to use the midpoint formula to find the center, which is going to be H comma K. Okay, so that means H comma K is going to be, you remember how to find the midpoint? Minus, plus, x2,
over 2,
yes,
and then comma y1 plus y2 over 2.
and then,
Parentheses.
very good. You want it for 2 points? If you need to send a message, do what?
Awesome.
Go outside and handle it. Yeah? Okay? So, you want it for 2 points?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna pause and give you a minute.
So we're trying to find the midpoint. So we're gonna use the equation and plug in our point. So so this is our x1 and our y1.
They can't see what you're pointing at. You gotta use the, oh, I see what you're doing.
Oh, I was just like,
I see where you at. You're on the green. Sorry, I didn't see where you were.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you're good.
and then this is our x2 and our y2. So we're gonna plug it in, and our equation will be 5 plus 8 over 2, comma 3 plus parentheses minus 3 over 2, and that'll give you 13 over 2, comma 0. Oh, parentheses.
Does everyone agree?
Yes.
Y'all can do that. Very good. So we have our center. In particular, what does this represent? H, yes? Good. So this is H, and what is this? K, yes? That's what we know. Good. So now what do we need to do? Plug it in where? What equation? Oh, the standard form equation? That? Is that the only thing we plug in? You said we plug in the radius? So we plug in the radius or one of the points? Which one? One of the points, right? Because whenever we plug in H and K and we plug in one of the points, that's going to help us find what? The radius, yeah? Yeah, I agree. Good. What point do you want to choose? 5 and 3? Okay, so we'll choose 5, 3. I'm going to highlight that in blue. Oops. I'm going to use that. And then we're going to use this. Yes. So we know that r squared is equal to, what's our x? 5. Good. Minus what? 13 over 2. Yes. Squared plus, go ahead. 3?
Wait, no. Wait. Yes. 3 minus 0.
3 minus what?
0.
Yes.
Squared. Oh, yeah.
Equals what? So what do we do now? Simplify it, yeah. So we simplify it. So this is 5 we need to think of as something over 2. 10 over 2, good. So this is really 10 over 2 minus 13 over 2. Quantity squared plus 3 squared. So what's on the inside when you simplify this? Negative 3 over 2. Good. Squared. Plus what? 9. Yes. What's negative 3 over 2 squared?
9 over 2? No, 9 over 4.
9 over 4. Good. Plus 9. So now we need to think of 9 as something over 4. What divided by 4 is 9?
32. No, 36. 36. 36.
36?
Yes. 36.
Someone confirm.
Yes. Yes.
Yes? 36? Yes? So this is the same thing as 9 over 4 plus 36 over 4. What is that? 45 over 4? Someone confirm?
Yes.
Yes. And so, all of that to say that this is r squared. Yeah? What is our goal? What does the problem tell us to do? Does the problem say find r?
Find the standard form of the equation with 32.
Oh, so we need to find what?
The standard form.
So we need to find the standard form. So our goal, I'm going to highlight that in green. Our goal is to find the standard form of the equation of the circle. And this yellow highlighted is our standard form. Do we have everything to find our standard form?
Yes.
Yeah. We have our r squared, which we know. We also know h and k. So our standard form for our circle, do you want it for 2 points? You want it for 2 points?
Yes.
I'm gonna pause.
Okay, so originally we got r squared is 40. R squared is 45. Why is not?
You can take a pencil and write. The pencil on the top you can choose. You see it?
No.
Take the Apple pencil.
Oh, okay. My bad.
You got it.
Okay, so originally we got r squared is 45. It's not gonna work. 45 over 4. That was r squared. So to put it in standard form, I got 45
Right,
over.
vertically.
You want me to go down?
Yes.
Okay,
Please. So erase that. Erase the arrow.
So I got 45 over 4. Squared equals x minus 13 over 2 squared plus
Is that a 4 in the denominator or what?
a 4. Oh, you talking about over 13?
Yes.
A 2?
Oh, okay.
Let me rewrite it. Plus y minus 0 squared simplified to over 16 equals x minus 13 over 2 squared plus y minus 0
Is that Y
squared.
or X?
Sorry. That's what I got simplified.
Just plug in one of the points at the top for X and Y.
Do
Okay.
you have to plug in one of the points? No?
No, but we don't. I
Well,
mean, we
discuss
have
it.
the
Tell them.
points.
Do you have to plug in one of the points?
If we have them.
I thought we
just
plugged
like
in the
should.
points to find R.
But have we found our? What is our goal?
To put it in standard form.
To put it in standard form, right?
Yes.
And so we have a point.
Let's see if we can.
So standard form would just be, it would just be everything, like,
Plugged in.
all of the points, like, just plug in what you had.
So does she need to plug in anything else?
One of the points at the top.
No, that's standard form enough, I think.
It's not because we have
Wait.
points.
I mean, it's still standard form.
You don't have to spare the 45 or 4.
Talk loud where everybody can hear you.
It says standard form, not the formula.
Solid components.
So it would be, wait, being 45 over 4 equals x minus 13. I think the only thing that what you call it, is the 2025 over 16.
Is it outside?
The 2025 over 16, the 45 didn't have to be squared because r squared is 45 over 4. Does that make sense?
Okay,
Go
so
up and help her and show her. Point it to her. She's visual.
I see what you're saying. So you telling me
Like,
so this don't matter. Like don't simplify this.
Yeah,
Use your
because
highlighter.
r
Or not your
squared,
highlighter, use your
r
laser
squared
at the
equals
bottom.
45 over
See,
4,
you're
not
pointing on the
45 over
screen?
4 squared is r. If that
Let me
makes
give you a
sense.
moment.
Okay.
Listen, pause. You're pointing on the screen, but so everybody can benefit from the conversation, when you're looking at the recording, use the laser at the bottom.
Okay.
So the laser is the little circle with a dot. You see that? The bottom left? Or the left of the bar.
No. This right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Use that. And then point wherever you're pointing, so everybody can benefit from the conversation.
Okay.
So what are y'all saying?
So her only confusion was that she squared 45 over 4, but I was telling her that r squared is 45 over 4, not 45. 45 4 squared is r, if that makes sense. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So then for your equation,
So you leave it as 45 over 4 squared.
no. R squared equals 45 over 4. Because you see how, like, right here it just says r squared. So if r squared equals 45 over 4, you don't have to square it no more. Because r squared is 45 over 4.
Okay, so to write the equation,
You'll just plug it in. So you know how we did at the top, we were like, it was like k equals this, r, like, you know how we did that at the top? It's basically just like that. So r squared equals 45 over 4, and then you're just plugging everything else in.
okay, so how am I writing it? Like, it's
So-
my,
This would be your, I think this would be your final answer. You just have to take away that square. You're not squaring it. So the standard form would be 45 over 4. So this,
I'm just gonna erase it.
so the standard form would be 45 over 4 equals x minus 13 over 2 squared, squared plus y minus 0 squared. That'll be your standard form of the equation.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. So everybody agreed that standard form would be 45 over 4 equals x minus 13 over 2 squared plus y minus 0 squared.
But you're not putting in one of the equations like with 5, 3, and the h negative, right?
No.
That was to find r.
That's
Okay.
That's all we're looking for the standard form. So we're not plugging in what you call it, unless you're trying to find r squared.
Okay.
So what do you do now?
Box the answer.
Box that baby up.
Don't erase that shit, please.
And we do what? All right, let's keep going. Now, to graph a circle, we need to know the center of the circle, the radius of the circle. So now what we're going to do is sketch a graph of the given equation, and we're going to find the center and the radius. So here I've given you an equation in what kind of form? Standard form. So now I'm asking you to break it apart. I'm asking you to tell me what the center is, and I'm asking you to tell me what the radius is. Am I asking for the radius squared? No, I'm asking for the radius. So, what's the center? Okay, so let's this, if your equation, if you have your standard form, yeah, it's x minus h squared plus, I'm gonna go with that, y minus k squared equals r squared, yes. So your center would be h comma k, that's your center. Yes, and your radius would be r, yes. So I'm asking you, what's h and k? And I'm asking you what's r. And you got to be careful because this says the quantity x plus 2 squared plus y squared. Say what? Y'all want it for points?
Yes.
Y'all better tell me what to, come on.
Negative 2 and 0.
The center is negative 2 comma 0. What is the radius?
7.
How you get it?
The square root of 7.
The square root of 7?
Yeah, that means the 49.
Oh, the square root of 49 you said?
Yes.
And that's what?
7.
Oh, okay. So how did you find your center is negative 2, 0?
Because of in the original equation, x minus h equals that. So for that to be a positive, it has to be negative 2 because 2 negatives by each other makes a positive.
Oh, okay. And the second part is what?
0. 0. Y minus k.
So y minus
0.
equals,
7 squared.
oh, okay. Good. Yeah? Everybody agree? Okay. How many points we playing for?
You didn't say. Still 3.
Oh, 3? Like, yo. 3? Okay, so that's the center and the radius, but what's the goal? Was that the only goal? So we found the center and we found the radius. Now what do we need to do? Oh, okay. So what do we need to draw?
A Cartesian, whatever it is.
Cartesian plane?
Yeah.
Okay. Now what do we need to do? So tell me how to get there from the origin.
Go back to.
Go back.
Wait, no.
Oh, left 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Left 2. Stay there. And then what? Then what? What are we sketching a graph of? A circle, yeah. We plotted the center. Now what do we do? How do we know how far out to go? How far up to go? How far down to go? 7? 7 units on each side because 7 is our? Yeah, you got it. Good. So going back to the right 7. So this will be what over here? If we go back 2 here, and then how many more do we need to go over? 5. So this is going to be 5, yeah? And then we go up to how many? 7. We go down. And then from here, we go over 7. So where are we going to be? Negative what? 9. Negative 9, yeah? Good. So this is a sketch. Ooh, my sketch, my word. It's gonna work. So, this is a circle, okay? Don't talk about my circle. So, we go up 7, to the right 7, to the left 7, and down 7. And because that doesn't look like it's down 7, I'm gonna move that up. And that's gonna be my negative 7, yeah? Ooh, my circle. But it's my sketch, yes? So that's plus 3. What questions do you have? What example is this? What example is this?
3.
And how many points?
3.
How many points overall? 11? Okay. Whew, that's enough for today with them points. Okay, so now let's look at example 4. Say what? Ask your question. What'd you say?
Oh, no, I'm just looking at the next one.
Oh, okay. So, here. Oh, this one's special. Yeah. So, example 4 says sketch a graph of the given equation and find the center and radius. So, the same thing, same instructions, but I gave you a different kind of equation. Because I'm me. Yeah? So, you have x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 10y plus 1 equals 0. It's not in standard form. So, you remember that thing we did called completing the square?
No.
What? Completing the square. Where you want to put something that looks like, well, right. This quantity squared. Like we want to take something that doesn't look like that initially and put it in that form. That's what we have to do here. So we have to rewrite this. We're going to group our similar variables. So x squared minus 2x plus y squared plus 10y equals negative 1. Did I change the equation? No. I rearranged it. So I rearranged. So I write the notes on the right of what we're doing in each step. Is that okay? Okay, so we are rearranging the equation so we can complete the square for each variable. So what we did, we grouped the x's together, we grouped the y's together, and we subtracted 1 from both sides. Okay? So that's the first step. So now we want to complete the square in each variable. So I'm going to leave some space. So now we're going to have x squared minus 2x. We're going to leave some space there, plus y squared plus 10y. We're going to leave some space there, and it's going to be equal to -1, and we're going to leave some space there. So now we need to complete the square first in x. We want to complete the square in x first. So to do that, pay attention if you want to pay attention first and then write. So I'm going to use, let's say, red for completing the square in x. So the coefficient of x is what? What's the number in front of x? Say what? -2. Good. That's -2. So to complete the square, we take -2 divided by 2. What is that? -1. Then we take -1 and square it. What's that? 1. So add 1 to both sides of the equation. So this is going to be +1, +1. Because what you do to one side of the equation, you got to do to the other. So we completed the square for x. Now we need to do the same thing for y. So the coefficient of what? Coefficient of y is 10, yes. So what? 10 over 2 equals, good, now what? Then 5 squared is 25, this, so what?
So add 25 on both sides.
Yes, so add 25 to both sides. So we put plus 25 here, plus 25 here. And now, can you still see that? Can you still see that?
Yes.
Okay, so now what we did was we did the work so we can now put this as a perfect square. So we can write something squared plus something squared equals what? What is the right side going to simplify to be? 25, good. So now we have x, no coincidence that whatever you get before you square it is going to go right here. Whatever you get before you square it is going to go right there. So this is going to be x. What goes there?
-1.
Minus, so that should be -1 quantity squared. The next one should be y plus 5. Quantity squared equals 25. Right? So, notice that when we completed the square, what kind of form did we end up with? Hey, we ended up with standard form. So what can you tell me? Oh, you can tell me, what's H and K? Why are we finding H and K? Because that's going to give us our, yeah, so our center is what?
1 and -5.
What is it?
1, -5.
1, -5, okay? 1, -5, yes. And what else can you tell me?
The radius is 5.
The radius is 5. Why is it 5?
Because I took the square root of 25.
Because you took the square root, yeah? And so then are we done with the problem? No, because we have to sketch, right? And you love my sketches. So where's our center? What quadrant?
1 and -5.
What quadrant? 4th, good. So 1, -5, let's say it's there. And then what is our radius? 5. So we'd have this point over 5, down 5. Yeah? So there you go. That's it. That's section 3.2. Have a wonderful day. Go ahead.
How did you get +5 in this bracket?
Here,
Yeah.
because it comes from this 5. Whatever you had before you squared it goes right here. Right here. So look, remember when you took 10 over 2? You got
I was
5.
trying to still do it. I ain't doing it yet, but yeah.
Okay, the 10 over 2 is 5, so that 5 goes right there.